Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and welcome back to Walla Zabareska for episode number 33, where we're literally picking up where we left off. I had said we were going to move forward probably to January, but might as well let you see where the money comes from. All I done since the last time, I literally just moved the greenhouses, just turned them around, they're facing the other way, so we can load up along here. It gives us a little bit more room. I was getting it very tight to get in around here. Around the back and even to get into the shed. So what are we going to do? We're going to sell off the products we have. We don't have an awful lot, but just the greenhouse stuff, but we're going to get rid of it anyway. Anything we have and get the money in, and then we'll have a quick look at the contracts. So we have 12 pallets of lettuce. Let's just see, it's the truck loading up. It's not. Because I've only come back into the game. There you go. I don't know how much will go on this. Nowhere near as much as is on the trailer. You know what I should have looked at? Let's see what goes where, which is what I normally do. Which sells in which location. So we've lettuce on, so that goes to that store. What else goes to that store? Chili peppers. So we load up the chili peppers. So we go chili peppers. 14 pallets of chili peppers. So they came out quicker than the lettuce. Okay, what's the next? What else goes to that store? Goat milk goes to the point to sell. We're not selling that, we only just sold it anyway. We have the chili peppers, we have lettuce, and let's go down to that shop. There we go, tomatoes. Yeah, that's it. They're all on? They're all on. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I had the engine started, of course, because doesn't that look like a nice load? Yeah, this truck, I did use it when I was doing the sugar beet. I put the sides on. I paid $4,500 for the sides that it holds 30,000, but there's a hitch on the back. I was able to hitch up the bunning trailer to it, because the roper holds over 40,000 litres. So I wasn't able to empty the whole lot of it when it filled up once. So I just thought, I knew there was a hitch on the back of this, but I didn't think it would work on that trailer. There you go, my mulching is finished. I say him off, or did he finish it? I presume he did. I'll have to check on it, because I would have quit out of the game. That's why I'm kind of surprised it's not running. I got him going, set him off running, and then I actually finished up for a bit to work on processing the video on that from the last one. And yeah, just this guy, this truck is great. Sorry, there's a steamroller going past outside. They're doing work locally. You can probably hear the noise of it. Yeah. That's good timing. There you go. What do we got? 25,283 plus 2,753. So we got the best part of. We got 28,000 anyway. Out of that. So that's not bad. So just wanted to see where the money's gone up. Now, granted, we won't get anything from the greenhouses now. Next 2-3 months, we won't be turned on again until March. And that's why I kind of was waiting to turn them around the other way. Once we shut them down, we just moved. So you seen what I done? I sold off, if you watch the episode to the end, I sold off everything that was in them by setting it to sell, because it wasn't going to spawn, because they were turned off. And it then when it spawns, or when it goes to the top of the hour, it just sells off the content of whatever's left in the greenhouse. It doesn't have to be a full pallet, so that was grand. We cleared them out completely. Yeah. The only other thing I done was, I would have to catch the trailer, wouldn't I? See, they're reversing this. I'm going to try to push it back in. There you go. That's a bit cheeky, but now I won't be able to get away with the tractor. Anyway. Yeah, the only other thing I done was we had a load of bales which were one straw, that were all, say, the half bales that were left in the baler that were emptied out. So I loaded them up. There was 5 of them. I brought them down to the pig farm. I really should have brought down a couple of full bales as well and put them in the storage down there. Now, let's see. Back up. It's just when it's backing up, it's a bit like the tractor is beside. It doesn't necessarily do what it's told straight away. Okay, where are we going next? Garlic, preserved food factory. What else have we got that goes to the preserved food factory? Does this give you, can you sort out the stations? You can't now. The beans go there, but they're not. What have we got now? Garlic, preserved food factory. What else have we got? I can't even remember what. Napa Carriage, small village shop. Spring onions, supermarket. Strawberries, the bakery. Right, we're just going to load them up because we'll get rid of them when we go down anyway. So, strawberries, they'll go to the bakery, and it's not taking them in because there was nothing there when I tried to get to start loading. That's kind of the way it works with garlic, Napa cabbage. I have a sneaky feeling it's not going to take the rest. It did. It took them all. Okay. I didn't think it would take it all. I thought we were going to be left with something there. Strawberries are the first thing. You know what? We're going to just go drive to the bakery first. The strawberries will sell. And then we'll just go through the supermarket. I'm not going to drive around to the other 3 locations. We're just going to sell these off and just see what we get. So the greenhouse is still the same ones. Nothing changed with them. They're exactly the same as they were. Just sell this bit off and then we'll have a look and see what's there in the line of contracts. I'm dead curious. Hold on, brakes. And let's say mulched. Candler. Get rid of that. It is mulched. Okay. So I think all our fields are mulched that we can. There was one there that we couldn't because the crop was in. I didn't mulch it. Everything else is. Everything else has a crop in it. You can see where we're building up collection around the farm now. We're starting to buy up land around it, whereas when we done the selection for the 2 crops, they were spread all over the map. And it kind of just makes you travel and do the work in different places and that, whereas now that we're more fields, we kind of want to keep them together. And that, now granted, I did say this big field beside me is a target. I'd like to buy that. I think it's the biggest field on the map, and a couple of other. I kind of want to buy each side of the map first, or the farm first. So we have quite a few fields on that side. So I nearly always try turn in there when I'm looking for this road. I keep trying to remind myself to look out for the nest. So the only thing that will sell in the bakery is the strawberries. And then we can drive through the second sell point and everything else will sell. So this will all go fairly quick. There you go. Strawberries gone. It would have went fairly quick if they didn't fall off the back. I'll lift above pallets. I'm just going to have to do them one at a time though. That's the only thing. That was clever. Bloopers. Should make a bloopers video. Should be able to push that. Yeah, there you go. Can't lift 2. Can probably push 3 together, can I? Yeah, I can. Yeah. There you go. So we're up to... we have the money in the bank for the repay the loan anyway. So, yeah. All we need is the spin to go the right way. I'm not worried if it doesn't anyway, because it's going to be here for another year or 2 anyway. I haven't checked the second-hand market to see is there anything in it. There'll be a cotton baler now. What's the bets? Look, another one. Not as cheap as my one. It is actually cheaper. Mine was 49% off. No, nothing there. Small tractor for the other farm. Not paying that much for a small tractor just to sit on the other farm. I do want because we're getting up in the hours, I want to upgrade my my New Holland is going to have the most hours. So I was looking at a 924, a new 924. I think that's in large tractors though, is it? Maybe I'm reaching too far, to be honest. 2224 is what? 262 horsepower. You know, that, like, even if we went for 720, that's plenty horsepower. What are we looking at? See, there's so many different mods in Fendt tractors that have to take time. Yeah, you have to put a Fendt attacher on. So you're looking at with the Zero Compact. See, I like that one because there's no warning signs on the back. The ones with the warning signs, they annoy me. But we'll have a look anyway. It's the 7.1 generation. We'll have a look anyway and we'll see what we're going to do. We're going to definitely, the New Holland nearly has, is it 80 hours on it now? I think it is. So what else will I do? Contracts. Let's have a look. I did just flip down through them. I didn't pause at all. I just wanted to see where they're spawning. Okay, what have we got? Harvesting is what sugar be. We have the harvest, not doing it though. What delivery? 237,000 litres now. That's too many trips back and forth. Oh. 10,000 for a ploughing contract. We've done that before. We're going to take that. We're going to take that as well. I'm not going to be fussy. As in, I'm going to take whatever is easiest to get through because we're just... Cultivation. We've no big cultivation contracts there. We leave the turbo until we move forward to the steering's very slow on this. I had the steering facing the other way trying to get over the other side of the rod and it just wouldn't move. Mind you, I had no issues with it when it was loaded up when I had the trailer on the back, but I probably wasn't pulling away as fast. Okay, that's everything we need to sell is gone. Let's just check. What I'm going to do, I'm going to move the flour that spawned down because that's going to fill up before we get to January to sell it. So I'm going to move it down and put it in the shed. What's coming up next? It's hard to know what's going to be next in value. The millet, of course, is June. Pig food, look at that. There's nowhere to sell it. I wouldn't be selling it anyway. That's got a purpose. That's the other thing, what I never done. I meant to go back and get 5 more pigs to have 75 in the, or 35 in the pen, so it would multiply and it would double and fill with 35, and I didn't. I forgot. I put 30 in because that's all the trailer would hold, and I forgot. So there's only 30 in it now, and they're a month older now, so there's no point in me doing it now. I'll just have to leave it be. That's all I can do. Just leave it as it is until now. Anyway, that's the game plan. We're going to just get this tractor off the field, get the plough on. You know what? We'll stick it on the New Holland. It does it anyway. We'll stick it on this. Might as well lock up the hours on one tractor instead of the two of them. And yeah, I'm going to get stuck into these 2 contracts. And I'll give you an update again in a little bit. Okay, bringing it back a bit sooner than I anticipated. We have to plough our own field anyway, so I'm going to do this first before I do the contracts. Yeah, a couple of things. We ran out of corn in the pig foods production. Sugar beet, we've 245,000 litres. Now, we did have a small amount in there, wasn't that much. I actually thought we were going to run out of canola first. Barley, we're low enough on that. So, but I think we've enough. We've 32,900 litres. I think that's enough to get us through to next harvest. Now, I did consider being really bold, and you see the cornfields are highlighted. There's actually this one here isn't harvested yet, or this one. I had thought about buying one of them and taking the corn out of it. And I said, you know what, I've behaved myself all along. It was one thing doing it down beside the farm because I was always going to buy them fields anyway. So I think we'll manage. We'll get through. The other thing I was thinking about for regards to vegetables and regards to vegetable farm was I did say I want to buy this farm eventually, which is the cow farm. It's 270,000. And then I was looking at the nice sized fields along here for vegetables. And I was kind of thinking, I have this one here. So I was kind of thinking, right, let's maybe concentrate the vegetables just in this area. And I better watch because I'm going to go out onto the road. And up here we'll do all the grain and corn crops and that. And this is purely pig food down here, production. And maybe the same with these two eventually down the road. I'm not saying we won't buy the lights of this field. When I played in this map before, doing this challenge, I actually had all of these fields here. I had this whole batch of fields got at this stage, and 3 here. I think there was 1 on this side. So I kind of did do what we normally do, is buy around where our farm is and where we're working. But what I'd like to do is kind of have set areas for, like I did show you in the last episode, up the top of the map where the small fields were ideal for doing the vegetables. But that was before we got the roper. The roper vegetable harvester makes such a difference. You won't shy away from doing them with that because you can get through them with that. Granted, I did find the one problem I found is I need a bigger trailer. And I did have a Bailey trailer with 54,000 litres capacity on it. So there is other options out there, other brands, not just the Bailey trailer. But there is other options going forward that we can kit out for doing the vegetables in a way. We don't need many trailers. The West trailer's been sitting there for so long. And we've been using the Bunning trailer all along, and that's primarily down to I haven't been using AI that much, so I haven't had a need to sort of have just people carting and jumping back and forth when the combine's full, and it's not really what I want to do anyway. But yeah, I forgot to say that about the pig food. We ran out of corn and had anticipated maybe buying one of those fields to seed the crop, but no, we're not going to do that. I think we've enough. We just have to make sure we sow enough of it this year. It may be a case that we need to buy another field down here, that maybe these won't give us everything we need, but we have these few smaller fields on this side as well to work with, so we're not stuck by no means. Anyway, I'll get these our own field ploughed. I'll get the ploughing contracts done, and then I'll bring you back in. I think if there's nothing else comes up, we're going to be moving on pretty quickly to December. And then it's literally going to be, if there's stuff to be sold, that's it. We'll do that. And if not, it's just going to be, if there is 3 contracts, we'll do them. And then we'll spin that wheel again, threat number 2, and see what we get. I'm on the second contract myself. I let the worker do the first one while I got stuck into the stone picking on our field. The one I ploughed, the last one, the sugar beet field. So they had started on this. They had 3 runs done. I'd allowed 5 headlands because then you get really long runs on the 2 headlands on this, because on this one and that one down there, it makes more sense than going up and down, stop, start. So I'm going to finish this one off myself. I haven't accepted the payment on the first one yet. We still have it sitting there. That's 10 grand. This is 8, so we've over 18 for these 2. I might just take an easy route and do bale wrapping or something like that. I'm going to wait until I move forward to the second day. I keep looking at this and wondering, should I do it? But it's down to the capacity in the trailer and how long it'll take me to move that stuff up to the sell point. Even this is appealing more to me, the stone picking one, than the sugar beet one. I know I get a bit of product at the end, but I haven't got me. Why did that reset? I actually had that set so that I could lift it on 20 kilometers an hour, just so that when I finish I can lift and then it doesn't fly across the map. and then we drop it down again. We'll go back to its working speed, 11 kilometres an hour, just for quicker turns. And instead of it, I can just leave the cruise control locked in and just do it that way. It works. I find it works really handy. Yeah, what can happen is now when I actually accept the payment on these two, I could get a stone picking contract on one or the other, which could be worth like 6-7 grand. And yeah, because that's all we got to do, I'll jump in. The other thing I was doing while these were going on, I did move all the flour out of the flour mill into the storage on the barn, on the shed, the barn storage. Yeah, right, yeah. The barn storage on our main farm. I have all the flour in there now. So if we look into stock check, we have quite a bit of flour. We've 43,000 litres, worth 36. There's more to come out of that before the time to sell it anyway. I think we kind of sold everything that we can at the top of its price for the moment. And yeah, the greenhouses aren't going to produce anything else, so they're gone off it. Oh, we actually have manure now from the pigs. I'm kind of raging about the pigs. I didn't put the extra 5 in to even it up, so we end up with 35, produce 35 to go into the next one, and 35. Each time they double up, they're full then. But, you know, it is what it is. We might just add 5 into the next one when we do it, and then when we move to 30 from the next batch, from the first one, then we'll add another 5 in with the trailer again. A little bit messy doing it that way, but you know what, it's my mistake. I still would have had to move 30 and then 5 anyway, so I suppose it isn't messy when you look at it from that point of view. But we're gonna get there in the end. We're gonna have to 35 in each one. That'll multiply to 70. And I did turn off sell excess animal mod, but I've turned it back on for the goats. And the reason for that is because I would normally sell, when I know they're going to reproduce, I would normally sell enough to leave space in there. So I just said, all it's doing is stopping me having to just run to the animal dealer, that's all, or even going in and just doing like a sell of the animals using the in-game sell point, if you know what I mean, the dealership where you pay the fee for shipping. So I kind of said to myself, why am I doing myself out of that? I did do myself out of it for 2 months, so I've turned that back on. So we will gain from them, depending on how many there is to reproduce each month. I have thought about changing that enclosure and buying a field and moving them somewhere bigger, and then I don't want to be dealing with like 1,000 goats and their milk, although make good money from it. I could put down a pen that would actually give me automatic watering, so I'm not doing the watering, and could store a lot more food. So just for the time being, we're not going to do anything like that. We're going to leave it as it is and just keep going the way we are. So I'm going to continue on with this contract, get this one done, and then probably move on to the second day and see what contracts come up. I accept the payment on these two once they're done, so that'll be an extra 18,000 into the coffers. We'll move forward. We lose a little bit with water charges and stuff like that, but nothing major. So when I talk to you again, we'll be on November the 2nd. We'll probably be on around about 76,000 in the bank, 376 I should say. So we're well in tune to pay back our loan if we get the results of the second threat when we run it. I honestly don't care if it gives me another cannot pay back and need to take another 100,000. You know what? The farm's going to just expand so much. It really is, and we're going to be just raking the money in anyway. We've reached, as I said, that point in this series where we're just going to be making money each year going forward. So I know it said the trek can go on and go on and go on, but you're reaching a point where I couldn't care less how high it goes, because I'll always have the money there to pay it back. So eventually, I know I'll be paying interest, but to be honest with you, we've already reached a point where that makes no difference, just with the way the farm is working and the income it's generating And that's without using any overpowered stuff at all. That's just using your basic, your basic progress on the farm. And the other thing too, when the pigs do come around to where they're going to have offspring and they're going to produce offspring the next month, I'm going to just sell the mature ones probably when they produce offspring once I've already achieved the 250. So we're going to be making money out of them as well, the same way we do out of beef cattle. And we haven't even gotten into the cattle end of it yet. So, yeah, it's just, I just know from playthroughs before that you just reach a point where the money just keeps flowing. Just keeps flowing, and I think we've already passed that point. But for now, we'll keep going anyway. We'll see what the roll of the dice does in January, and I'm not too worried either way. I'll have the money there to pay it off, and if I don't get to pay it off, well, then that money's going to be reinvested. Right, I move forward to November 2nd, and a cultivation contract has come up as I thought it might. Not on the fields we were working on, so we're going to take that. We're going to do it with our own equipment. Made a couple of small little alterations around the yard. Where's the New Holland? We're going to use it. It's well able for this cultivator. We might as well just clock the hours up on one tractor instead of clocking them up on both of them. I moved all the equipment I was saying that doesn't really need to be in under cover outside over here. Just put down a bit of gravel, moved them out. I had the roller and the mulcher up against the fence on that side anyway. It's just when I checked and seen there was enough room to get them in and get them out, I decided, right, let's utilise this area here, because all we're doing is driving past it. I haven't opened them doors in a long time. You know what'll happen now, I'll open them by accident from the inside and push everything away, but that's it. The other thing I done over here too was I just took out the tree that was there. I meant to actually put it back. I just took it out so I could park that on the inside. Now, you know what? Let's actually do that now. We'll stick a tree back. It'll cost us a few bob, but you know what? It doesn't matter. What was it? It was this long, spindly, something like that. How big is that? You know what? That'll actually work there. Let's put it there. There you go. We have a tree. Let's just park the trailer in there. I hate taking them down and not putting them back. I'm not an environmentalist in that point of view, that you cut a tree down, you put another one back in the game. But I hate taking them out. The only ones I've no qualms about taking out is the one they just passed there. Another one down here. These little spindly little trees, the ones with all the branches, because I keep getting stuck in them all the time. So I'm going to go up and get this contract done myself up in field number 9. And then we're going to move forward to... Why did he slow down? He obviously didn't like passing the truck. Field number 9, we get the cultivation contract done on that, and then we'll move forward into December. So, the money was up at just under 80,000. It went down then that bit with the interest and that when I moved forward. The one day, which is a third of the month, so it's a third of the loan, interest comes off, and likewise, I'll need to just check that the goats have enough water, because because the pen is full, they tend to go through it that bit quicker. And other than that, nothing much has changed, as it doesn't in the winter months. So number 9 is the field just up there. It's coming up on the map now. We can actually go this way to it on the farm road. I haven't been up here, believe it or not, in this let's play, or this challenge series. I might have actually just put a tractor in that field to the left to do a contract, and that was it. No, I didn't, because I would have done it myself. I did actually do a contract in that field. So, what I'm going to do is set this up. Not AI work, I'm going to do this myself. I'll do the 5, won't let me do it. Line, let me do 2. Okay. That's because of the narrow part. Okay. Okay, I'll work a way through this. I don't mind doing it. It'll take a little bit of time to do, but it's let's say it's the last act of November the 2nd, or the month of November, because this will be our third contract, our final contract, before we move on to December. And then I'd say it'll just be maybe selling a little bit of product, but mainly just the 3 contracts, and then we'll hit January, which of course will be the second threat, the roll of the dice, and then a big sell-off, because that's what usually happens. But for now, I'll get on with this and get it done, and then we'll talk to you in December. Moving on to December, and we're actually on December 2nd to get contracts to come up. We have 3 contracts selected, 2 ploughing and 1 cultivation. Here you go, the money's right back down now. We're about 15, just under 16,000 from them we'll get, which is okay. At least there's something there. Made a purchase, 1 second-hand market. We did get our animal sales again, so we did get quite a bit of money from them because we got so many excess we got 50 grand in animal sales, which we would have got if we sold them anyway. Well, we actually got, that's just for the babies, which couldn't fit in the pen. So it's the same as selling them off and letting the mature ones produce anyway. Anyway, where are we? Hold on. We need to go map. I bought a bell wrapper. It is at the shop. Let's go. I just coloured it myself. So I bought the wrap. I bought a couple of pallets of seed, even though honestly I could have bought them cheaper than they were in the second-hand market, but I just bought them anyway. So we have the wrapper now. It's grand. It'll do us for doing wrapping contracts, and if we ever need it in future, which I don't know whether we will or not. Maybe we will when we get the cow farm and start doing some work there. So as you can see, our money is right up to just under 450,000. So it's true what I was saying. We really are reaching that point where we're just going to keep making money anyway. As we move forward, like 5 years in, just about to go 6 years in, and with all the work we've put in, it's only natural that that's what's going to happen. So that's why I'm saying I don't care what way the loan really goes. If it goes against us and we don't get to pay it off, well then we're going to have even more expansion going on the farm. So we're going to have more income, but we're going to have a lot more work to do. The only downside to that is we end up with 3 episodes in a month, which in a way is a little bit, it is what it is. It's still dark at 9 in the morning. Where are we going? 134. Okay, and then 190. We go to 134 first. So there's not a lot we can do other than the contracts this month. They just said the water and the food are the only 2 things with the goats. And just driving across my own grass field because it won't make any difference. And I'm just going to get these 3 contracts done. There's nothing shown as at the top value in the time saving stock check. It's all going to be January, so effectively what we're going to do is just get these done, move on to January, roll that dice and see where we are. So we're up beside our own field. It's the next field to it, and we just get this ploughed up. They're not as big as the ones we had last month, so they won't take that long to do. We'll get through them quick enough. Coming up here now, past the little road off to the side here. There you go. That's our field, and this should be the field here. Okay, I'll work away and get this done, and unless anything comes up when I move forward to the next day worth buying in the second-hand market, of course, I'll show you now. Look, of course, there's forage harvester and everything. I want a Kubota tractor, and I was thinking of buying this to put on the pig farm, but I'm not going to spend the money. Although I could, to be honest with you. It's probably a little bit big to put on the pig farm, but I'd Really just look for something to move the bales and that, and move the manure. Or, of course, we have another forage harvesters come up. Could just go with something like that. That would do for the farm, you know. So that you don't need anything extravagant. Like me, that would even do it. I presume there's a hitch on the back of that, but I don't like articulated. There is, yeah. I don't like articulate now. Oh, would you look? It's not the modern one. Of course, it wouldn't be the modern one, the one that does the lavender and what you got in this map. No. Okay, so there's nothing there. There's nothing there anyway. Okay, I'll just get these 3 contracts out of the way and then we'll roll that dice when we move forward. See what our fate brings to us. Right then, we move forward to almost the end of December, and of course, checking the stock check, the flour is reached the peak. So we're going to have to get rid of that. So I'm going to deliver the goat milk up to, it's going up the top of the map, up to the sell point where the grain mill is. I'm going to get the rest of the flour that's up there. I'd move the rest of it down into the shed here beside me. Where's the selling point? Hold on. Didn't even look where it's on. The supermarket. So we're going to get the flour loaded up and we're going to sell that. The flickering headlight. There we go. Any easier we're inside? Now it's very dark. Okay, so I'll deliver this up. I'll get it sold. Are we at the road? We are. We're at the road. Didn't realise it's going to be so dark at 4:30 in the afternoon. But there you go. I just moved up and collected the contract, so you can see we are money-wise. And we're going to get a lot more in now. We sell 25,000 for the milk, and then I don't know what all the flour is worth altogether, but it's worth quite a bit. So let me just get this. I'll keep you in until I sell this, then I'll load up the flour. I'll bring you back in then when we sell off the flour down at the supermarket, see what we get. I hate actually working in the dark doing videos because it's very hard to see. Yeah. And the lights don't get any better on the truck. That's it. You can see the cars coming towards me. Brake. Get in the gate without hitting on. Can we? Yes, we don't this time. Say 28,000 in total, including environmental score. And we're loaded up. We got the milk groats as well, but we're going to just put them up in the barn in the store. And we'll load up all the flour and get it down to the sell point. So I'll bring you back in when I have it loaded and I'm down there about to sell it. My mistake, I was only in day 2. I moved forward to day 3 to get the daylight back. So this is only the first load, so 2820 plus 3056 environmental score, so 31,076. So I have another trailer full to load up. I don't know where it's a full trailer. There was 32 pallets in that. I'd probably have to go back up to the bakery again, or not the bakery, the flour mill again, and pick up what's up there. I'll also have to pick up the rest of the goat milk and bring it up and sell it again, because if I leave it there, there's too many pallets and it won't spawn. So that's where we're at with the goats. So I'm actually considering a sell-off of some of the goats, the older ones, maybe selling half of them and letting them just multiply again then for a while. I know we'll take a hit milk-wise and that, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. So let me get the milk loaded up here, get up and get whatever flour spawned. There might only be 2 pallets, but I just want to sell it all off at the top of the market. I'll bring you back when we're doing the final sell-off of the flour. Okay, that's the flour loaded up. We've got 25 pallets on. Now, let's have a look. What have we got? 49 months. Okay, we're going to sell these off. I know I could load them up, but it'll take for 2,500. It's going to take 2 trips for them alone. Okay. I'll sell them as well. Okay, so there you go. Animals sold, nearly 100 grand. And we've still to sell this, and we're at 633.93. So yeah, I think if it does come up to repay the loan, I will repay it. You know, the way I was saying, maybe I might just keep the money and expand, but you know what, we kind of don't need to do that. I honestly just feel we're going to progress really, really fast now with all the fields we have now that are going to come in next year and everything else, and the grain mill, the oil mill, that, you know, we've reached that critical point. I'm going to keep you in until I get rid of this. I'm not going to drop you out. We're going to see. And yeah, I kind of get to the point where money is not an object anymore. It really isn't. The hard work has been done to get us to this point. I can still spend it. There's no problem there. Absolutely no problem spending it. But I'm trying to remember what was on the trailer the last time. I can't remember. We'll find out now anyway. There's nothing else, I think. The only other thing that's shown top value is straw, but we're going to hang on to that. And yeah, we're just going to see what this brings us as we end the year 5. Take the straps off. 21, 8, and say 23, 24,000. Yeah, there you go. 658,000. We have. Now, I wasn't expecting that much, to be honest with you, but still, I knew it would be I thought we'd have about 450,000 when it came to paying back if we do get. Oh, I was thinking I could hook that up. That doesn't hook up onto the back of the truck. Okay. Why did I pick up that one? I didn't pick up the other one. There we go. I'm just going to get these back up to the yard. I'll send the tractor down to get that. Right, I'll get back to the yard and I will be doing the roll then. I'll be moving forward to December and we'll do the roll and let's see what happens, what it tells us to do. I'd say it might tell us to take another loan since we don't need it. You know, careful what you wish for. Welcome to January 1st. We've €657,550 in the bank. Now, what have we got to sell? Goat milk anyway, that's normal. That's all. Everything else is feed. Just grass, that's all. Okay, let's see. What's going on? Oh. How's the clover ready? I didn't think it was due to grow. It's a good job I checked that. Where is our nearest clover field? This one out here? Is this clover? It is clover. And it is ready. I wasn't expecting that. Let's be honest with you, I didn't think we were going to be doing that until March. Okay, anyway, I'm avoiding what needs to be done. I just want to check on the goats before I do anything else. And we'll go and do that spin and we'll see what we get. A bit of, they're okay for everything. They're probably okay for water because the tanker's parked there with the tractor since empty. Yeah. And like we're down. It's telling me total capacity is 450. Where's the total capacity on this? Before it sold off was 500. There you go. You come over here, it's 514. You go over there, it's 400. Oh no. I was looking at the capacity for the bale and pallets. Okay. Right. There's nothing else. They're okay. Okay. Give me a couple of seconds and I will go and do ask ChatGPT to run thread 2. I'll create a thumbnail and I'll come back in and I'll update you on where we are regards to the loan. Can we pay it off? If not, do we have to take another one, or do we just have to keep it and no other loan? Just give me, it'll be a couple of seconds for you. It'll just take me a couple of minutes to do it and do the thumbnail. Okay, the dirty deed is done. I'm not telling you the results. Do you want to know? Of course you want to know. Okay. Here we go. I switched on without the mic being on, onto the wrong button. We got a yes. We can repay our balance, 350,000. No, we don't have to take another loan. I had kind of outlined what it meant. Become debt free is option 1. Build the pigs. I don't think we need to worry about that. Expand the farm. Purchase the special harvester. That's the one for the cotton. Big question. Did we pay off the loan or build the empire? What do we do? Yes or no? What do you think we should do when we have money in the bank? 657. There's only one real option. Finances. Let's pay back. What do we press to pay back? Repay. Yeah, that's all we can do. Animals sold, there you go, because I sold off all the animals, and plus we got the excess because we obviously got what was it, 50 before. So we're loan cleared, threat 2 cleared, with 307 in the bank. We have clover fields to get cut and get into hay. It's not the time of the year for it. Strange game. It really is a strange game. What else can I do? Like, I'm really surprised by that, because if you look at clover here, it shouldn't have grown. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay. There you go. It's there anyway. What we're going to do is take a look in the second-hand market. What are we looking for? Looking for something to make our job of mowing a little bit easier. And there's nothing there. We have money, so do we? What is the cheapest? What's dropping our twin rear mowers? I suppose that would do us, because we're doing hay. That does SWAT. So you can set it up for in or outside, inside, outside. So that does drop a SWAT. Ah, yeah, I see now. 2 lines. Tell you what, we're going to buy that. Only just because it's going to make life easier for, you know what, I bought the wrong one. This is wider. 9 meters. That's only what? 7.3. You know what, it's wider than we had. It'll do. Okay, get the other one loaded up, bring it down, sell it. Not ideal weather for cutting grass. What's the weather forecast anyway? Weather forecast is snow is probably going to clear. I better get this done anyway. If it starts snowing, I might lose the clover. And there you go, guys. We have completed threat 2. It's not ideal weather to be making hay, but you know what? We'll just get stuck in, we get it done, we get it sold. Because that's what the intention was with this all along, was to get the money from it and actually sell it. So let's do that. We don't need it. We don't need to keep it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get down and get this mower sold, get the other one loaded up and get over to that field. The 2 fields down below, get them cut, get them all cut. I'll get the other tractor down there with the tether on to get it tethered, then windrowed and get them baled up and off the field and sold. I'll update you as we're going along through it. I nearly made a mistake there. I nearly started mowing with the snow on the ground. But you'd lose your grass and your hay and that if you do that. So I just thought of it at the last second and said, even though the field didn't look like there was snow, there obviously was snow on the ground. So when I looked closer, I actually dipped the mower into the field and couldn't see anything, so I moved on to the next day. I just said, right, don't cut this because you're not going to have it it's not going to be there if you cut it. So nearly made that mistake. It happened to me once before. That's why I was kind of thinking. I was trying to cut grass with snow and then the grass all disappeared. So here we go. Need to get this done. There's no snow on the way anyway. We're in January 2nd now. We had to move forward because otherwise we would have been in trouble. Now we're going to get weird lines here because these fields are combined. Same with the other one, which is behind me now. I get the tether down here. I'm going to have to tether these myself as well. Won't take long because they're only small. I'll have to tether them because it'll only go off tethering the oilseed radish. So yeah, this it's just weird. It just feels weird doing this now. I don't know if I left it, would it still be here next month or into March? I was expecting it to be ready in March, but like, I don't know. Sometimes the game with additional crops rather than your standard crops can throw up different behaviour, and it can be map related as well, rather than like this might not happen on another map. So it could be just whatever way it was built into the map that it just continued to grow rather than sticking rigidly to the crop calendar. So you know what, I'm just glad I seen it was there rather than missing it and losing out after going to the effort of putting it in and that. So we'll get this tethered windrow and baled up, and we're going to sell it straight off the field. Probably not at the highest price now, but let's see. Clover, we need to go down to the price list. It's on the second one, Clover Hay. Oh, it's actually just at the highest price, so we're going to do okay out of this. Probably make more for silage, but then we'd have to let it ferment, and that's so. We'll just look. We'll just count ourselves as being lucky that we didn't lose out. I'm have to fold that up now. Go on, car, get out of the way. Down to the next field. Now fold the back one up. How did I manage that? Hey, when you got two implements on. Drop it down. Come on, it's real slow. Give me some lines. No lines. There we go. Got lines now. Nope. We have lines now. Lower, on, off we go. Yeah, it won't take long to get these knocked down and then tethered. And windrows, once I get them tethered down here, I'll stick the windrower on one of the tractors and throw. You know what, I can actually throw this guy over on the other fields and leave him there to do while we've actually got another field. We got the small field as well. I was forgetting about that. So these are just going to be one field, like, you know what I mean, these are two fields combined, so it's just going to be in one for the next crop, whatever goes in, what we need for feed for the pigs, that's what's going into these fields. Anyway, let me get on with this and I'll give you an update then. Oh no, we don't, there's canola in the other field. I was thinking there was clover in that as well. No, that's canola. Okay. Baling done, everything done, 56 bales in total we got. Still finding it strange making hay in January. It's weird. I might have been ready last month and I didn't notice. No idea. Wasn't paying attention because I just thought winter months, nothing was going to happen. I was just by chance, I happened to go in and check the fields and I seen it. So we nearly missed out on the opportunity. I don't know whether it would have withered or what would have happened. It might just remain. Oh look, no, I thought there was hay in the next field. I was able to use the AI on this field to do both the tethering and the windrowing, but on the other field I had to do the tethering myself. It would windrow, but it wouldn't. The other big field beside us, it wouldn't detect it for some reason. Now, you know what the lovely thing about this is? The bell cell point is that building over there. So it's right beside us. So what we got on this, I think it's 28, isn't it? 28 bells. 3/8. No, 24. Sorry. Oh, God. Who put that tray there? What's the get for looking to see how many bells were on it? So this is always going to be a cash thing, putting it in, and I don't know why I thought that other field was bales as well, but it's not. It's canola. Yeah. What we get? 16, 13, 19,000, about 21,000. It's not going to be huge. Like, we've made bigger money before selling bells, but it was just to get something into the field. We could have probably, if we had it turned them into silage bells, we probably would have made more money, even later in the year, if you know what I mean. But no, it was always a case of just to get something into the field and make the most of it. Now, with these fields, what's the state when you harvest it? And there is a bit of nitrogen on it now, and we're going to have more nitrogen. So I'm going to just set the workers to do on these fields, to do cultivation on all the oilseed radish fields. It doesn't have to be done this month. So I wasn't expecting this episode to be this long, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to finish selling these and then we're going to wrap it up. It was literally just because I wasn't expecting the clover to be ready until March. I really thought it's going to be March before we got to do this and pick these up, but once I discovered it, it had to be done. What's that sign doing in the field? Who's responsible for that? I wonder. Wasn't me. I keep thinking there was a fifth field, but there wasn't. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Be nice to unload them all in one go. Hey, when the straps don't come on. But look at this. Watch. You bang into a tree or something solid and then the straps come on. I did try and use the shortcuts for auto load, and then it doesn't always bring them on. Now let's see, can we get the whole lot over so we see how much we get in one go. 19,876 and 2,180, so 22,000. That's not bad going. We're not finished yet. That'd be 44,000, so about 50 grand. Not to be sneezed at. Nearly forgot this guy. So these just need to be cultivated before we put the crops in. They're all spring crops. That's why I put the clover in, because there was nothing we could do with them in the winter time. I just tend to do that now. I'd be if we get crops out of the field early enough, we'll be inclined now to put in, even if it was carrots, because we have the self-propelled vegetable harvester. Yeah, what have we got left? 3. Okay, guys, that's episode number 33 from Walla Zabareska done. The loan is gone. It's paid off. We have that part of the triple threat challenge complete. The only one we have to do now is the animals. I could effectively go now and put down the other 2 pen. I'm going to do the other pig farm first anyway before I do anything else. Now, having said that, what I was thinking is, I did mention I was going to put the other pig farm up on that plot. Let me just show you, so I'll let you know exactly what's going through my head. I said I was going to put it up on this plot here, number 55, and build it up here. Now, what I'm actually thinking is, I am thinking of buying this farm. Let's transport over there. And leaving the cow pen on it. I think it holds 70. But removing the other buildings that are on it. And putting the other 2 pastures here on this plot. So leave the field as it is. Now, having done that, I'm going to get the money out of this stuff when I sell it easily to cover it off. But it's just to keep the footprint that's there. It's so as not to be taking away a field, if you know what I mean. I kind of tend to like to leave fields as they are on maps. Now, granted, I don't mind doing a build like that in a field, but I kind of feel I'd prefer, I'm going to drive across this since it's harvesting, I kind of prefer to maybe just keep it on the plot, and we can have the cows on that farm as well. It only holds about 70, I think. I can't remember. I know I would have checked it out in a test map, but just a thought. There's enough room there. We don't really need the buildings on. I did say, yeah, it might be nice to have a building where we could do our root crop over beside that and store. We've only got our root crop harvester and the planter, that's all. To store them on the field beside it. That's kind of what I was planning over there, but like the rest of it's going to go to waste, so why take up a field when I can leave that field as is and not mess it about. Just kind of keeping in touch with, or in sync, with what I've done already. Personal choice. I don't mind. People want to tear down stuff and rebuild, and that's really up to themselves. Our farmhouse is going to get replaced. The one I'm going to put in its place is going to cost me more money, but I haven't got loaded the mod. Keep forgetting to load it when I'm coming back in. But it's just one that came out recently, and it's just more modern. I'm just going to say, right, we rebuilt our farmhouse because we started making money. Okay, episode 33. Walla Zabareska Triple Threat Challenge in the bag. Thanks a million for joining me. Loans paid off. We've completed our field threat as well, so all we have is the animals. And I know I can make it easy and do that really quick if I really wanted to, but I want to continue on with the fields we have, maybe expand, get a few more. So I'm going to wait until we have the animals at full capacity, at their maximum age, without selling them off. Just let the barns fill up, then let them maximise out the age. Okay, I will be getting excess animals sold off. Once I get that and they're full, I'll just take that mod out. I am considering tearing down the goat pasture. Whether I put it somewhere else or not, I don't know. We're just at the point now where we're just making money hand over fist. And it's the way it is. It's the way it is. Nothing you can do about it. It happens in every map when you're doing it. You just get to that point, as I said several times. So for now, until the next one, all that's left for me to do is to say goodbye for now. Until then, bye-bye.